Hey, Leo, Mel, Intuitive Coach here. Excited to bring in your April 2025 monthly reading. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right. Wow. What a combination you have here, Leo. Your key themes for the month. You have new life, breakthrough, and you have action. This is a busy month for you. There's a lot going on. Ace of Cups and the Knight of Wands. I mean, this is beginnings, right? This is all about you being ready, you being prepared, taking fearless action with that Knight of Wands here. So for a lot of you, this, oh my gosh, you have double aces. First three cards, two of them are aces. I feel like a lot of you, this is a fresh start emotionally. This could be a fresh start in any area of your life, really, because the new life brings in massive changes. It heralds great times here ahead because you've been in a phase of complacency, or perhaps some of you have felt stuck in a cycle or a pattern that kept replaying itself out. You have the Wheel of Fortune here in the upright position. This is a lucky twist of fate. So Leo, whatever you're doing, keep on doing it. Whatever you are attracting, it's because you're putting out really good vibes. And look at that Magician energy. Oh my goodness. What is going on here for you? There's a breakthrough. After, again, a period of unknown, this eclipse season could have brought in some massive epiphanies, some truths, some aha moments. You have the Four of Swords here. So there is a warning, okay? There is a warning, of course. It's not all rainbows and unicorns, although it looks pretty darn close, Leo. The message here is to not overdo it with that Four of Swords here, because it is in reverse. So you have some powerful major arcanas, and because things are changing here for you at perhaps such a rapid pace, you may feel quite exhausted. There's endings here bringing in new beginnings, but I also see that there may be some things that show up on this path that spur you to take action. You may have to think on your feet this month. I am getting that message, thinking on your feet. And as I say that, you have the swords coming out in the area of finances, career. So what else do we have going on here for you? We have ambition. For those of you Leos who haven't felt very motivated, this Aries bump gives you that burst of momentum that perhaps you've been wanting or needing to get things done. This could also be taking your health to a new level because you have healthy choices coming in here as well. So when it comes to health, that Wheel of Fortune is saying there's something shifting emotionally, mentally, spiritually. And again, this is going to affect your outer world in a very big way. So Leo, you have the Magician. This is up to you to manifest by taking action here. Your archetype for the month is the Venom. It feels like there's an antidote here. There is an antidote to something that was toxic or poisonous that you were either participating in, you were contributing by giving it your energy, or by, letting it hold you back or bond you in some way. But I feel like the Venom is here to remind you that there is an antidote to something. So let's dive in. You have the New Life card. I love this energy. It reminds me of the Fool, but it also reminds you that you are the Magician of your life, which you have here. You are holding the paintbrush and the world is your canvas. So you may be creating something quite wondrous this month, Leo. You may be connecting and collaborating with others in areas where you felt a little foggy, maybe lifted, as mid-month we finally have both retrogrades going direct, both Mercury and Venus. We also have some very powerful very powerful transits that have recently taken place, including the Neptune and Aries transit on March 30th. And I feel like you are really activating something deep within your soul. I mean, this Aries energy, which is your fellow fire sign here, it almost feels like it reignited a spark within. And I just see a fresh start here for you. Double fresh starts based in truth, because you have the Ace of Truth here with the swords. There's a newfound sense of clarity. It feels like you've had some sort of epiphany or breakthrough, or this could even be a truth externally that has shown up to give you the answers that you need to move forward. Now, I'm also getting here for some of you Leos, you could be moving, traveling. This may have to do with real estate, buying and selling a property. It may also have to do with someone new entering or exiting your life, because this is very profound. It's very transformational here. So this isn't something small, and it's clarified again with the Wheel of Fortune and the Magician. Those are two very powerful energies here. So when you do have that Magician showing up, this is about you sharing your personal superpower with the world. This is about you really opening up and bringing things together, feeling like your plans are coming together here. Now, when you have this Wheel of Fortune showing up here, I mean, the Wheel of Fortune is a massive turning point. Sometimes the best thing that you can do is finally feel like you're going in with the flow instead of feeling resistance. And some of you were at that point, because I say that whenever we feel like there's a breakthrough, it means that we've been trying to break through something, right? It means that there has been some struggles, some setbacks, some difficulties getting answers, getting clarity, or getting what it is that we've wanted to manifest, really reaching that pinnacle piece of our intention. And this is it. This is the discovery, the advancement. So I love whatever is showing up for you this month, because it feels like you are breaking through. You've been chipping away at something. Yeah, you've been chipping away at, it feels like I'm getting like an iceberg here. So, I mean, this could be emotions. For some of you, it has to do with your emotions, softening into something or forgiving. It could even be, a passion or an idea that really stirs something deep within your emotional sector, because you do have this Ace of Cups as well. The Ace of Cups is a gift. All aces are gifts. And Leo, this month, there's a new connection, whether it's in matters of the heart, regarding your career, your projects, your relationships. But I definitely feel like this is a soul-quenching renewal that brings you that emotional fulfillment that you've been maybe chipping away towards, wanting to get to the warmth of something, because I feel like that sun is shining here upon you. All right, so you're definitely feeling more motivated. You're seeing some sort of results. If you've been working on your health, okay, if you've been working on maybe a weight loss program or just being mindful of what you eat, perhaps some of you have given up sugars or alcohol or, tobacco or whatever it may be, I feel like you're seeing the results. It feels like you're feeling lighter, not just physically, but some of you are feeling lighter energetically here. That fog is lifting for you, Leo, where you see that there's a path available, a path opening up for you, and you're excited. You want to run towards the light. I mean, who wouldn't, right? But there's a reminder here with this Four of Swords to make sure that you are kind of going slow and steady, and maybe not slow. Some of you are like, Mel, I am not going slow. I have been going slow. In fact, I've been in a standstill, but I feel like it's important for you to nurture and take care of yourself. Make sure that you are managing your time efficiently and effectively in the month of April, just because there's a lot going on here. And make sure that you are staying hydrated, that you are planning ahead so you don't get off track if you are on, on an exercise routine, or maybe you're wanting to eat healthier, as I mentioned, and you have a lot going on. We tend to skip some of those things that help us feel so darn good. And I feel like it's important for you to prioritize this month because there's a lot of change happening. You don't want to burn the candle at both ends and then wear yourself out, or, spread yourself too thin. Now, I see here that there may even be some new collaborations in the mix, meaning there's some new ideas, but there's also the opportunity to connect or work with others in some way. Okay, now diving into the tarot. Well, first off, bottom of the deck, you have the gift card here. The gift card is a special gift, and it reminds me of all the aces. As I just mentioned, all of the aces are gifts, and not only do you have one, but you have two. So there could be two blessings lining up for you this month. This is a spiritual gift. Some of you are breaking through a struggle with tapping into your own intuition, your own inner awareness. You may have some prophetic dreams. For some of you, you may finally connect with a spirit guide. You may astral travel. You may connect with an interdimensional being here. You may have some breakthroughs come in through your healing work where you're receiving messages more than perhaps you ever have. It feels like your spiritual gifts here are highlighted and they're being taken to the next level because you're ready. You've been preparing for this. You've been practicing. You've been opening up. You've been healing. So you are being rewarded. I also see here there's a surprise. There's a surprise coming in, or again, a celebration. You may even be celebrating someone else's success, but I feel like you're a part of it in some way, meaning you are being acknowledged, you are being recognized, and someone wants you to know that you are a part of their growth or their success. So I feel like it feels like there's a double whammy here, or just a double bonus coming in for you with the gifts card. And right below it, you also have detox. And I was picking up on health here. You have healthy choices. So for some of you, this is really a strong month for eliminating toxicity or making sure that you're staying consistent with your wellness routines here, with your body, because your body is speaking to you, or it has been speaking to you. And I feel like you're listening now, or you are aware more now than ever. This is about healthy body, healthy mind, withdrawing from drama, really cleansing your palate, so to speak. And I'm kidding, ginger. I mean, maybe some of you are eating sushi, or there could be a sushi date, or perhaps, it's ginger that we often eat to clean our palate. But some of you, ginger tea or ginger chewies, those may be calling out to you, or that may resonate for you in some way. So please take it as it does here. But there's massive breakthroughs that are leading to healthier choices, healthier options for you moving forward. Now, back-to-back aces with the Knight of Wands showing up. I'm getting April 12th for you, and I've been saying this for all of the signs because this is a collective energy. And now that I've looked at the astrological dates for April, I now know that April 12th is the full moon in Libra, and it's also the day that Venus goes direct. So it is a super focused day. I feel like there's a lot of really beautiful, heartfelt energies. Now, Venus is the planet of love, of beauty, of finances, and it allows us to really drop into that space of the Ace of Cups here. So April 12th, circle that on your calendar. It's a wonderful date to, move forward and take fearless action. Now, I don't feel like you're being risky. Even though this Knight of Wands, it came out a little bit sideways. So sometimes when that Knight of Wands is sideways, it can be impulsivity, or it can be, restlessness, or even inconsistency. But because you have the breakthrough, maybe that's what you're breaking out of, is just that feeling of being restless because you're not quite sure what's going to happen next or what to do next. Yeah, Leo, that's what you could be breaking out of. That's why it's showing up sideways, because if you have been feeling restless here, this is the month where you finally move forward. This is the month where, again, both of those planets go direct. And because I'm getting April 12th for you, which has, again, been showing up for each sign, that may be a time mid-month where you open up to some of these beginnings. Now, the Ace of Swords is about a new understanding. It's about solutions, action plans, and cutting through the fluff, cutting through the fog, where you're able to focus better. You're able to see things clear. And for some of you, you may have even had physical symptoms of brain fog, headaches. You may have felt imbalance at times where you got up, maybe you were feeling a bit dizzy. Some of you may have even had vertigo, or it just felt like you were not able to communicate effectively thanks to Mercury. I know Mercury has affected my communication a bit. Now, this is also about ideas and inspiration. And I feel like you have something that shows up for you. It's highlighted there in the crown chakra. And this is a light bulb moment. This light bulb moment for you, it feels like it shifts everything. It really does. Now, the Ace of Cups reminds you here that you are ready emotionally, spiritually, and I feel physically as well, or at least you will be, because the Four of Swords is saying it's important that you rest, that you energize, that you eat well, that you hydrate, that you take care of yourself, because you're going to need it. You're going to need to tie up those running shoes, because things are going to pick up here for you, Leo, in the month of April. Now, I also see some of you resting. So you may be preparing for something here. Maybe you are getting ready to move and you're packing and you're doing all of the cleaning here. And then you're finally, move day comes, and then you're able to kind of rest. Even though you still have a lot of work to do, it feels like you're not rushed. It feels like it's not a deadline any longer. That could be why that Four of Swords is showing up. And if it's not a move, it could be launching a project. It could be transferring from one job to another, or it could be finalizing some sort of plans or preparing for a trip. It just feels like there's a buildup of momentum. You may even feel the need to spring clean, or to go through all of your cupboards or your refrigerator and just do a complete decluttering, or a fall cleaning if you're in the Southern Hemisphere. Now, because you have the Wheel of Fortune, the Wheel of Fortune is destiny, right? And we can't run from destiny. Sometimes there are destined things that happen that are uncomfortable because it's part of our growth. But this is the type of destiny that spins and it leaves a smile on our face. It feels like we are in true alignment. Now, just because that wheel spins in reverse sometimes doesn't mean that we're not in alignment. It just means that we are going through some uncomfortable changes in our lives that are here to help us grow and evolve. But this Wheel of Fortune is in the upright. There's something positive here. This is a positive destined event or meeting or shift in energy, because this is a lucky twist of fate. It's not an unforeseen challenge for you because you've already gone through some of those. This is a breakthrough in that challenge. Now, the Magician card here, again, I love the Magician. The Magician is very energetic. He is an excellent communicator. He is someone who has the skills, right? He has the tools. He has the wands, the cups, the swords, the pentacle to manifest and create the life that he wants, whatever it is that he is working up. He has the ability, the unlimited potential. That's why the infinity symbol is always above the Magician, because what you're doing is you're tapping into infinite universes here. You're tapping into parallel universes. It reminds me of a really wonderful book that I read one time. I think it's The Midnight Library. The Midnight Library, it talks about our parallel lives. By making choices that we make, constantly leads us into a different timeline. And I feel like what you're doing here is you're realizing that There are endless possibilities, just like in that book, The Midnight Library. If you're familiar with that, drop it below, Leo. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that book. But just like the book represents a woman's life and how she visits the Midnight Library and she makes new choices and she realizes how the hand of fate also steps in at times, but how choices that she has made kind of jump her into these different lives. And I feel like that's what you're doing. You're saying, I think I want to experience a new timeline. That's why you have the new life coming in here, Leo, because you want to experience something new. And it's been difficult to maybe get to that point where you were able to make a choice here that could alter or change your destiny in some way. Now, we have the Four of Swords. Four of Swords also reminds you to recalibrate. And if you happen to get my April newsletter, if you haven't already signed up for it, I send out one newsletter a month. It gives you all the important dates and there's tons of juicy information packed into it. But one of the themes for the month of April was recalibration. And it's also a four of swords here, 4 month. The 4 is April. So I feel like a lot of you, this is the month to really recalibrate your energy. Am I focused on what is beneficial to me, what is healthy to me, what is in my highest good, including my thoughts, my beliefs, my actions? Or am I staying stuck in a cyclical pattern? Am I repeating something over and over again? And if you are, this is the month where you break that cycle, where you break out of some sort of pattern in order to embrace this new timeline. And that's exactly what's coming in here for you. All right, let's look here at finances, wealth, money, abundance, and career. There have been some struggles here for you, Leo. I see that, some unexpected, maybe setbacks. Some of you may had to pay down extra on something that was unexpected. Maybe this was a car. Okay, it could have been an unexpected financial loss. You may have had to pay down on, a part on a vehicle that broke, maybe an appliance within your home. For others of you, you may have even gone through a job loss or some sort of struggle where you had to dip into savings. The financial crisis may be out of your control, but you can still control the outcome. Yeah, because sometimes that Wheel of Fortune comes in. We don't know. We don't know where it's going to land. And it's about going with the flow. And I feel like that's all you could do in the past. But sometimes that flow was causing, it was very kinked. Think of that garden hose that gets kinked when you're trying to water something, when you're trying to grow the beautiful grass and the beautiful flowers in your garden. But then something comes in and it kinks it and it blocks that flow to nurture something. And it feels like you're set back in some way. And I feel like you've been now dealing with things ahead, trying to prepare for the unexpected. But instead of the unexpected showing up as a fear, as an unforeseen challenge, there's something beautiful. There's a blessing lining up, 2 of them, in fact. Now, some of you are mechanics, or you could be getting mechanical work done. Again, on a vehicle. Someone may even be replacing or buying a new vehicle this month. And this may have to do with a motorcycle. All right. Something with either a motorcycle here. Someone in the spirit world also, I'm getting, they're showing me the skies. They're showing me the clouds. And then I'm seeing someone rev up on a motorcycle. So perhaps someone in the spirit world used to love Harleys or used to love riding. So again, take that as it resonates for you. You may be considering careers in the automotive industry, a repair technician, or you may even work building things in some way. Okay, this is about reconfiguring, recalibrating, right? Putting something together, putting the pieces together. I mean, this could even be, a jewelry maker or a glass blower or even, a newsletter. It feels like you're putting some pieces together to create something quite beautiful. You can easily fix your finances, okay? You can fix them. There's been a sacrifice that's been made, and I feel like you are maybe recalibrating everything, and it comes together this month. I mean, yes, it's tax season. It is about you really shifting into taking action towards your finances. I feel like you are getting down to the nitty gritty. You're really saying, what do I need to do? How can I consolidate this debt? What can I sacrifice, as in maybe cut out? It could be a want versus a need, so you can double down on something here. Now you have the coffin card. This does talk about the challenges. So again, you've gone through something that was heavy. For some of you, there was again a job that's ended. Some of you went through a death or a bereavement. You may be dealing with like investment funds or an inheritance of some sort, or you just got caught up in a cycle where maybe you spent more than you made and you racked up the credit cards. Maybe you had no other choice, but it feels like that cycle is closing out. I mean, the coffin here, it feels like you are putting something in the coffin and you're burying it. That's what's shifting here for you, because this energy that you've been in that has caused you to feel like you were set back, okay? The Three of Wands and the Justice and the Sun. Oh my goodness, bottom of the deck here. I have to pull these for you because the Three of Wands, I just kept seeing the setback. Unexpected setback is what you've gone through, and it's taken a long time to get to this Three of Wands. There's notable growth here. Justice in the upright. This is a fair judgment. This is the karmic. Some of you are going through a karmic cycle. That's exactly it here with the Wheel of Fortune and the Justice. Karmic cycle where you feel like you are manifesting bad luck. You're like, what is happening? Why am I not moving? Am I cursed? I don't believe in curses, but I certainly feel like we go through challenges to strengthen us. And sometimes it feels like those challenges break us. But I feel like everything that you've gone through, your soul has been ready for in some way. Even if it feels like the human part of us isn't ready, the sun's shining again. And I kept getting that sun in your reading. And this is your energy here, Leo. The sun is your major arcana. And I feel like this is about joy, unbridled joy, meaning that you can tap into it. It's unlimited, unbridled. And it's not something that you're hanging on to because you think you're going to lose it again, or you're waiting for the other shoe to drop. You're saying, I'm going to soak this up now while I have it. Because this sun isn't something that's always shining, right? We know that. We have a sun and a moon. We live in a dualistic earthly plane. But what you can control here is how you respond to challenges, to life's ups and downs. And I feel like you've done a very, very good job to this point. You should pat yourself on the back, Leo. Not in an egoic way, but an accomplished, proud way. You have the swords here, money conflicts, cutting corners. Look at that. You have the word breakthrough. Breakthrough potentially in law and order, as we just seen the Justice card. This could be, again, a pay cut, defense, or just feeling like you weren't quite sure. Crossroads. That's what's breaking through. Whatever indecision, whatever you felt paralyzed in, whatever choices you may have felt like you either were ignoring, or choices that you weren't getting the answers from maybe another external source in some way that left you feeling foggy. This is also about denial, but it's about trusting your instincts, trusting your own self. And I see here with the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Swords is bringing truth. And boy, does this feel good. It feels like this has been a long time coming for you. This could be a new offer for financial abundance, because this is the Wheel of Fortune. The fortune can be our abundance, our luck, our money. And I just feel like finally the clouds are clearing. And it's interesting, if you look at the Wheel of Fortune, you see that there's a doorway, there's a portal. And outside of this doorway, so the area that you've been in, right? You see that the fields are barren. You see that they're dry. You see that there's stormy black clouds. You've gone through something heavy here. But this Wheel of Fortune is saying it's time to step through this portal. Trust your inner compass to guide you. Because on the other side here of that portal, there's the sun shining. So you've had to experience something dual, right? Both sides of it. But now the balance is coming into effect with those scales. All right. So let's look at love. Love, emotions, relationships, partnerships. I've been talking about Venus going direct mid-month. You've gone through something perhaps that shocked you in matters of the heart, maybe sudden changes, sudden news that may have shown up during the eclipse energies. Now, this is something surprising, and it also has the word epiphany, which we have on the breakthrough. So we're getting synchronicities lining up, a lot of the same words being used here. This epiphany, or this energy that had been eclipsed to you, or it is being eclipsed to you, is bringing about profound transformation. Now, you have the healthy choices. That's why something is being awakened within you, because something became stagnant, or it just didn't feel like it was healthy any longer. This is about you focusing on your self-love and your self-care. This is about you being happier. The sun, right? Being happier, bringing more joy, bringing more peace, and loving the life that you are living, right? As Bob Marley says, live the life that you love the life you live. And I feel like you are focusing on that. I'm also getting a message here of working smarter, not harder. That's why the Four of Swords is showing up. Some of you have been chipping away at a belief that in order to reach the pinnacle of success, whatever that may be for you, that you had to work maybe 16-hour work days, or you had to work so very hard that left you feeling exhausted and burnt out. And you're saying to yourself now, wait a second, that was a societal belief, or that was a traditional or family belief. There's something here that you're realizing, I don't have to live that life. I don't have to constantly feel like I am hammering away, which is the hammer card here. Yes, you have to put in the work to heal, to mend, but I feel like you don't have to break your back doing it. You don't have to sacrifice your own needs in love to get to where you want to be. And you won't get there anyway if you're sacrificing your own well-being, if it's coming from a place of, conditioning or fear due to people pleasing, due to abandonment, due to rejection. This is about you repairing what needs to be repaired, so there's a healthy balance. And for those of you that are single, I'm just going to say this, Leo, love could be blooming here, and it could happen fast, as in, that you have a spiritual connection with someone. Okay. For those of you that are looking for love, you could meet them, you could manifest them as if out of the blue. It seems like this is a destined, fated soulmate, and you have the love call. You may be expressing your love to this person, messaging each other, thinking of each other, or they're informing you like, hey, we have this bond. There's something here. I'm also getting, Leo, you may be dreaming about another energy. Okay, I don't know if this is someone you know, or it could be a complete stranger in your dream. I feel like some of you are connecting to a twin flame, and I don't often talk about twin flames here on this channel, but I am feeling that vibe for you. Twin flame, or definitely a deep soulmate here. Now, for those of you that have been in a relationship for quite some time, there's a manifestation happening that's turning something around, okay? Turning something around where you can embrace a new energy, because how things were working or how things were going is no longer the vibe that you are being called to stay in. Something is needing to shift. I feel like you're breaking out of a cycle. If you've been in a relationship and it's just been heavy, or perhaps you become bored with the Four of Swords, perhaps you've become complacent in some way, or you just kind of separated in a way, like two ships passing in the night. I feel like you've gotten too comfortable with a situation perhaps, and it's time to re-spark whatever that may mean for you. It's time to add some flavor to the mix. Yeah, add maybe some ginger, right? Add some ginger to the mix. Maybe someone has ginger colored hair or red hair as well. I mean, the sun here, she has some fiery hair. And I feel for others of you as well, there's a spark of passion, sacral chakra, kundalini energy waking up within you. So it looks like love. Yes, there's been a shock. Yes, there's been, maybe even a tower moment, or for some of you, this is completely comes out of the blue. Maybe someone reaches out to you and you're like, wow, I haven't heard from them for a long time, and this shocks you, and you decide that it's not the same energy it was 10 years ago or however long it's been. Something is happening here where you're saying, I want to repair something, or I want to work on it and see where this could go, but it's based on a new beginning. All right, Leo, last but not least, you have the Venom card. Let's look at the Venom. Now, what did I say in the beginning? Something about like an antidote. So we'll see what this is all about for you. The poison, the curse, the toxin. Much to our dismay, the venom is always lurking in the shadows in one form or another. Could be the devil, right? I say we have the devil each and every day that's constantly lurking. Its toxic presence may be found in our relationships, thoughts, speech, or environment. Thankfully, the cycle of purification and detoxification comes so naturally that it is built into our every exhale. We breathe out carbon dioxide and the plants return it to us as oxygen. Archetypal venom is rarely remedied as easily, however, and it can come in potent forms and quantities that are deeply damaging to us and the world. When the venom card appears, there is a harmful substance in our psychic realm that must be identified. Perhaps your words have a sting of poison about them. Perhaps a relationship is slowly draining your reserves. Acknowledgement is the first step. Change is the second. The remedy will reveal itself. With it, forgiveness. When this is showing up as the light, now here's the light. There's the sun that I kept tapping into, that I kept feeling. It's the breakthrough, right? When it's showing up as the light, it's self-realization, Leo. Self-realization through suffering. And I've kept getting that. Some of you, this is suffering financially or suffering in your career, or because of the shock, it's suffering relationship-wise. Wherever you are suffering in your life, there's a self-realization. And look at that. The word itself, realization, is on the breakthrough, and it's also in this reading. It's in the words, the pages on here, or the words showing up. When it's in the dark, which may be where you've been, it may be that toxic poison, it's unwillingness to find a solution or forgive. All right, Ace of Wands is forgiveness. Ace of Cups, right? It is clarity. It is a willingness. If you want to go deeper in this energy, check out William Blake's poem. I believe it's a poem, A Poison Tree. Now, the spreading of the venom is like a chain reaction. When we strike others, it is likely we have ourselves been struck. Break the cycle. I have massive goosebumps here. Break the cycle. There's the breakthrough. There's the cycle. You are breaking out of something huge that you've been chipping away at, Leo. Again, proud of yourself. You've come so far on your journey. You got this. You can do this. When you harm another, you harm yourself. Keep in mind, this goes for our earth as well, with cosmic consequences. Now, maybe the venom is something you are enabling by staying, or by not speaking up, or by holding back. Whatever it is for you, you figure out where the venom is and detox from it. Remove it from your life, okay? Realize it. Self-realization. Self-actualization, because there's been karmic consequences. And now this karmic wheel of fortune is coming in saying, okay, we have a fresh start. We have a new chance here. We have a new ability to cure, right? This is the antidote. Oh my gosh, Leo, this is one of the most profound readings that I've done for you in a while. I mean, I love all your readings. I'm also a Leo rising. And this is definitely a month of cures, okay? A month of cures, or a month of, reconfiguring, recalibrating. And I feel like you have a choice. That's why the Two Swords is showing up here. You do have a choice to put something to rest and to manifest here a new timeline. Leo, if you like this reading, please hit the thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell if you haven't already. Thank you so much. And let me know. Drop it in the comment section. What is your poison, right? What is your poison? What is it that you are letting go of, eliminating from your life in order for you to make a new choice, to have this new life that you seek for yourself? Thank you so much for tuning in, Leo. Lots of love.